Hi, it's Wasabi, welcome back to the channel. Today's battle is on the Kharkov map and we've got KABOOM4U from Fadins clan. And he's in the Concept 1B, which is one of the tanks that was a reward tank for the rank battles at tier 9. It's an American tank. American heavy tank, I should say. So it's got a very narrow turret, as you can see. It's got good gun depression and pretty immobile, so you can get into good positions quickly. He gets a nice shot there on the defender. You can see he's keeping his vision pretty wide, so he's not zooming right in, so keeps his good awareness of what's going on. And Lua just piled in and took a few hits as he went through, so he's lost half his health. And yeah, you can see the effect of the narrow turret. It's also got fairly sloped sides to it too, so just took a hit on the gun there, but took the repair quickly, and there you go, Lua just blindly moving forward. Got smashed and has gone back to the garage. So they are one tank down, but they're a little up on hit points. KABOOM's already up to 1500 hit points now. And he's got a mixture of heat and APCR rounds. Heat is the premium round there, so quick look at that. It is a 400 DPM with 310 penetration, which will get you through tier 10s without a problem. Now it is a heat round, so it's susceptible to spaced armor, of course. It needs to pen to do damage, so there you go, there's a few rounds coming in there, just ricocheting off. Interesting effects there. Now he's got an ML2 there, and just fired HE, I think just to give him a bit of a wake up, saying he's not completely invincible, but that it was the last of his HE rounds. Now he's gone back to his heat rounds, but so he's not spending much time aiming in, mainly to limit the exposure that he's got as he comes in. And you can see he's just using his gun depression there. The tank is going up at an angle on the rubble, but his gun depression is allowing him to keep his gun trained on the target without a problem. And what that's doing actually is making a little bit of extra slope, particularly on the turret itself, which sort of increases the effective armor. So not a bad tactic if you've got the terrain you can use that for. Just going for the engine deck there on the ML2. And he's getting a bit of return fire from HE from the other team there. Now he does aim quite carefully there, but the ML2 tier 9 heavy tank's got its own basically sloped turret armor, so it's pretty effective in these conditions as well. So we'll have to see whether they make mistakes and try and push out. The KABOOM just trying to tempt the shot first to give him the chance to aim in. The ML does have a 3-shot autoloader, at least it does with the top gun, so just got to be a bit careful. If he has fired, he might have another one ready to go at you in a few seconds. So still not penetrating the ML2, but at least he's keeping them there. The game is still pretty even. They're one tank down, but hit points are about the same. And KABOOM just looking at the options here. Does he get more targets if he moves, or can he abandon? Can he abandon this position and find more targets, but not lose the area? Yeah, it does take a hit there from ML2, just pushed out a little bit too far. So he's backing off here, either to make them think that he's gone away or to look for another target. Now he does notice there's a tank there, but it's one of the sort of negatives of the tank is that it's fairly low slung, so it doesn't have a great view through that little slot there. So a taller tank might have been able to get a better angle on that lure there. In any case, still just checking out his options here. but Lua is on the other side of the building, so he's not going to get a shot from here. And hopefully the ML2 has moved away. No, the ML2 is still there. Oh, it has moved actually. Gets a shot into the IS-2-2. And he's using his premium rounds pretty liberally at the moment. But again, just trying to make an impression on the game as early as possible. Okay, here's the ML2's come after him. Well, okay, this could be his mistake. So he bounces the first shot from the ML2. And he stays out of his range. Reese actually tracked him, so takes a hit, but goes through him again and leaves him on 87 hit points, and he gets taken out by his own team's ML2. Now he's got a renegade, and there's 257 behind him. Yes, there is indeed. 257 has pushed up perhaps a little too far. KABOOM goes through his tracks, keeps him in place, and he gets taken out by the ML2 who's backing him up. So getting good support there, and lost a bit of his health now, but he's still got 600 hit points. That's pretty much two-shot to most of the top tier tanks. Snaps towards the renegade, but doesn't go through. And just now he can wait for him to pop out, knowing that pretty much he's the only tank there. But still doesn't go through. Didn't get quite enough of his turret to make it a proper target, I'd say. Anyway, at this point, there's no other threats around him, but he can't really afford to push in by himself. So just needs to hold here and hope that they're going to come out again, which he does, and another round goes nowhere in terms of making a progression on that renegade. So he's only got 3 premium rounds left. He's going to have to start rationing them out or just switch to standard rounds, and finally gets a result. Nice hit on the renegade. Still a 2-shot there though. Don't think he can roll high enough to get rid of him in 1 shot. And what does that mean about the renegade? Will he move? That's what you've got to ask yourself. And KABOOM decides, okay, this is a good time to go and see what's going to go down on this middle road here. So he comes out there, just misses the side shot on the tortoise. Is he going to come back? Good question. The ML2's moving in that direction. Don't think that tortoise will last long. It's already 2 tanks on him. And KABOOM coming across. Oh, there's the renegade, but the renegade gets taken out, and he gets some nice spotting damage as a result. So just coming up on 4k damage, gets the kill, seagulls it nicely. That takes him to his 4k and his first kill. So there's been a couple of occasions there where the enemy tanks have just pushed up too far, a bit overconfident, or just not aware of the risks, and basically just lost it by being overwhelmed. And you can see the speed of this tank across the ground, doing 44 k's. Doesn't sound like a lot, but for a heavy tank that's actually pretty fast. More enemy tanks going down, so they've got a decent lead now. They have 4 tanks in front and about 3,000 hit points in advance, and he's got a Pershing he can put some heat onto, although literally has no heat rounds left. He's back to APCR, but that's not too bad. You can see nice shell velocity on the APCR as well, nearly 1500 meters per second, so you don't have to do too much leading. And these are the only shells he's got left, so he's trying to destroy the shelter that Pershing might be behind. And he's just, again, just checking around him, using everything to improve his situational awareness. Doesn't want to focus too much. Puts another blind shot in. And there's 2 tank destroyers around, so he doesn't know exactly where they are. Takes a bit of a risk coming across here, because quite often you get some here who like to fire up that middle road, but luckily he's just got the Pershing and he's on a little amount of hit points, and he goes down. So only 9 rounds left total now. The game is not over yet. There's still 5 minutes to go, and there's still 5 tanks to kill. And he puts a shot there towards the target too. And he's just not got a lot of cover here. I know. And he takes a hit from the Tiger 2. That puts one in return. Goes back behind this building. It is not as safe as you think, Kaboom. But that Tiger 2 has now been hit again and snaps again. Doesn't connect that time, I don't think. Comes back behind this little bit of destructible thing. Tries to run away. Will he get away without being hit? Yes, luckily. But he's only on 284 hit points. That Tiger 2 is on a small amount. So what can Kaboom do? He's got 6 rounds left. There are 4 enemy vehicles. He's just waiting here for... Maybe he's typing SMS messages to his dear partner. We don't know. But okay, now he's looking to see, okay, puts a shot in, does he get spotted? No, he doesn't actually. Well, where are those stribs? They're going to be up on the hill pretty much, you would think, and that's a good likely bush there, but no, choose a different bush, and he makes the right choice, kills the S1. Nice blind shot there. Just under 5k damage now. There's not a lot of damage left on the game. There's 1680, fires another shot there. It could be that's where the strip 1030 is, but he's not being spotted there. That's the interesting thing. So you think he would be being spotted. I'm not sure why the S1 didn't spot him, to be honest. Another blind shot there, and he's got 2 shots left. And they've killed everyone except the 1030, so I think he's letting the team find the 1030, given that he would be taken out in one shot if puts another blind shot into that bush. Now, again, pretty strong chance that he's up there, but that doesn't mean everything. He could have run away by this stage, trying to avoid getting killed. They've got 1 tank on the cap. Oh, there he is up on the hill. And Kaboom just looking for an angle here. No, so not in the same spot. Can he get an outline? Yes, he can. And he's just waiting, wants to get the last kill, I think, with his last shot. He does, and it gets him his Fadins medal. Now, that wasn't too bad, actually. That was a real Fadins medal. And we're going to have a look at his total damage after this, because there are a couple of blind shots, but great game there, Kaboom. So, we've got a high caliber award for the most damage in the game, and more than 20% of the total hit pool, doing 5.5k of damage and 12 of assisted damage there. So what's that? 6.7 combined. Nice amount there. 4 kills as well. Got the Confederate award, and here we go, the Fadins medal. That is for destroying the last enemy vehicle in the battle with the last shell remaining in the tank. So it's pretty rare to get that. I think I've got 1 in my collection. So yeah, not saying that's hard to get, but yeah, it doesn't happen very often. You see a few fake Fadins where people just fire into the ground or away from the enemy when they come up against a tank that's AFK. It's been seen that plenty of times. But he got a first class mastery badge there as well, so we'll see from his base experience how far he might have been away from an ace tanker, if we can figure that out. Anyway, like team score, well, 1458. That would get you an ace tanker in a lot of tanks, but clearly, because this is a reward tank for rank battles, there's a lot of good players playing it, so that probably puts the mark up a bit, but 1458, I reckon, is pretty stiff. He would have just missed out by a few points, I think, there. Anyway, supported well there by the ML2, who did 3k of damage, and there's Waffenträger, who did 3k as well, and a few tanks that did more than 2k, so his team did pretty well. The Tiger 2 that he was battling at the start did 2.5k, which is pretty good for a tier 7. That's why he finished on top there of the enemy team there. But the rest of the team didn't quite play as well. Anyway, what did it cost him? Well, he fired 40 rounds, his complete amount of ammunition, 25 hits, he had a lot of blind shots there, 16 penetrations, and we saw what was going on there. So he had some personal reserves running and some battle payments from the clan, which helps, but he spent 130k on ammunition and 40k on consumables, and if he'd perhaps bought his consumables at the recent sale. He wouldn't have lost any money, but he ended up losing 37k. But I think for that result, you'd excuse that. In any case, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. They have more great content for you to follow, and thanks for watching.